Stop playing small. Like, in all honesty, stop playing small. Stop watering yourself down. Stop shrinking to fit other people's point of views, opinions, perspectives. Honestly, we don't care about those. Stop tiptoeing around your talents, your dreams, your action plans that you know you need to be working on. Like, just stop. Don't be a tiptoeer. Somebody said, don't be a loser in your own story. I can't tell you how important the way that you talk to yourself within your head out loud is so important. The world is already tough enough. Social media is already toxic enough. You can't be a loser in your own story. Like, you can't be a loser in your own head. You have to give yourself so much love. You have to affirm yourself so much. And I know it might sound woo-woo and journaling and affirmations and validation, everything like that, but I won't lie to y'all. That's how I began to trust myself again. Here's the thing. Nobody is coming to save you. It's a blessing and a curse. At the end of the day, you have all the ingredients in that cabinet to love yourself again. You are the author of your own story. You have the pen in your hand. You have the complete power to rewrite the narrative that you've been telling yourself in your head. You're never going to get that promotion, that you're never going to find love again, that you're never going to get your dream job, you're never going to lose those 15 pounds. You have to stop saying that, because you're going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Don't be a loser in your own story.
I saw a video yesterday that said life meets you at your level of audacity. And I'm here to tell you, girl, it is true. Because one thing about me, I live my life audaciously. I'm an audacious individual. And I'm going to give you some examples, because if you are not living your life audaciously, if you are not living your life with maximum audacity, if you don't have the audacity to do whatever the hell you want in this life, you need to make some changes, okay? I've had the audacity to move countries. I've had the audacity to move provinces, even when people looked at me like I was crazy. We're talking like 20 years ago, before it was cool to live life on your own terms, okay? I feel like now it's a little bit more acceptable to do those things, but 20 years ago, you were looked at like you were running from something. I had the audacity to slide into the DMs of industry leaders, people that are doing much better than me, people that are much higher than me in the industry that I want to go in, asking for their time, asking for their advice, even asking for a job, which, by the way, I got, because one thing you need to remember is closed mouths do not get fed. Have the audacity to speak, and speak loudly. I have had the audacity to take jobs that I knew I wasn't ready for, okay? I remember one time sitting in a boardroom overlooking the waterfront of Vancouver, and I actually remember giggling out loud. I literally had to contain my fit of giggles, because I was like, how the hell am I here? Michelle, you're not qualified to be here. I didn't even know how to create a PDF. And I was a director of operations. I remember literally laughing to myself. But that's the thing. I always had the audacity. There's the thing about imposter syndrome. It will rear its ugly head, and you literally need to knock that mother effer out. Okay, you need to I even had the audacity to start making TikToks in my 40s and make a career of it, okay? Do you know how many people laughed at me? How many people sent my videos and group chats and laughed at me? How many people from my past laughed at me? Even my baby daddy laughed at me, okay? There are a lot of people, even my daddy, okay? Even my dad didn't know what the hell I was doing with TikToks, but you know, I had the audacity. I had the belief in myself. I had the audacity to take a risk and a chance on me. In fact, I have had the audacity to change my career so many times in my adult life, where people were literally looking at like, Michelle, just pick something, just say, okay? But the thing is, I was never willing to settle for a lukewarm life, okay? I was even willing to risk being broke just so I didn't have to stay in a place or a job or a relationship that I did not want to be in. You need to be a little bit delulu. You need to be a little bit crazy. Who cares what people think? Because I don't, okay? Go out there, live your most audacious life, okay? Have the most audacity with your life, because you want to know something? We're all spinning on a rock here, okay? And if you don't want to have the audacity, someone else will, okay? And you'll be there scrolling on your phone, and you'll be watching somebody else live the very life that you want. And I know sometimes it's hard, because life can trample you down, all right? And you think it's gonna be too hard, or I can't give up this, because what if that doesn't work out for me? Babe, if you do not try in the first place, of course it's never gonna happen. Be audacious. You literally deserve it. You literally freaking deserve it.
Girl to girl or boy, it doesn't really matter. You have to be audacious. You have to be one audacious human being, one bold human being, to succeed at everything, anything in life. I'm telling you, you have to be bold enough to ask for what you want. It doesn't matter in what situation. Every situation, you should be speaking your piece, your opinion. State what you want. If you want a skinny almond, don't let anybody give you a regular almond. You're paying for it. It's your money. If you wanted red, let it be red. If you want a relationship, that's a relationship. Anything else, you shouldn't be accepting. State what you want with confidence. It's the reason why people say, even when you're not confident in what you're saying, speak your rubbish in confidence. Because Once people sense a lick of shakiness in your tone or your voice, that little bit of doubt, completely done, over, done with. You need to be confident in you, your choices, your thoughts. You might not always be right. You should always stand to be corrected and take correction, but state your piece either way. Whatever you want out of life, you need to be bold enough to demand it. To be honest, if you cannot demand it, then I don't know if you're ready to even have it. Whatever it is you have on your vision board carries a lot of weight, and you need the right confidence and attitude to carry it on. If you don't start building that right now, you're not even ready for the rooms that you say that you want to step into. And that's just the truth.
I'm sitting here doing my makeup, and I was just thinking about the time I made myself small, but it's been a whole chunk of my life that I've been playing small. Thinking about it in the sense of my business, when I started my jewelry line, I work with the same photographer still, and I would get, okay, I need to get a new one of these. I would send her the jewelry and she would shoot everything absolutely gorgeous, stunning photos every single time. And then the one thing that my customers would always ask for is, can you please show us what the jewelry looks like on? And I would always keep thinking to myself, like, yeah, I'm gonna set up a shoot so that I can shoot everything on me so people could see how it looks, because that if you're selling a product, it really is helpful to see how it looks on a person. And every time I would kind of like start the process of planning out a photo shoot so we can meet up and take photos of the jewelry like on me or on someone else, I would just back out at the end. And honestly, it's because I felt like, well, who do I think I am to be planning a whole photo shoot? Like, I just have like this little small business. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not like this huge business owner. Like, I kind of felt embarrassed. Like, who do I think I am planning a whole photo shoot? You guys, I have had my jewelry business now for 3 years. And it wasn't until last November or December that I actually booked a space, did the shoot, got photos of the jewelry on their own, but also on me. And I had the best time. I felt so creative. I was just like, I have to do this every month. Like, this was such a good experience. And guess what? It's been 8 months and I have not done it again. And it's because I started getting in my head again about like, who do I think I am? Like, calm down. You don't need to do this all the time. Or I just kept making excuses of like not having enough time to book it. Whatever. Long story short, next week we're having another photo shoot. It's booked. I just need to organize the jewelry and it's happening. I know it's not going to happen overnight, but I'm actively having conversations with myself and like talking myself out of like that smallness mentality of like, oh, I just like don't want someone to dislike me or like think I'm doing too much. Like, who cares what people are thinking? Like, do the most. Do the most. I've lived far too long in the don't do too much mindset, and now I'm entering my do the most mindset. And I'm so excited to be having a photo shoot for Sunday Energy. Like, I'm really excited for you guys to see the pieces, and there's no better way to see them than when you see it on a person. This time around, I'm bringing my cousin Ayla with me. She's gonna be my little model. I'm gonna shoot some on myself, but I'm mainly also going because I'm getting lifestyle photos for my new business, my new coaching program. You guys can actually work with me one-on-one. If you're interested, just message me and I'll tell you a little bit more about it. But yeah, I'm getting photos for that, for my new website and everything. And then my cousin Ayla is going to be my model for Sunday Energy. So this is just a little reminder to my beautiful, confident boss babes. Don't play small. Who cares what people think? The older you get, the more you realize how little significance people's opinions have on your life. And if anyone has something negative to say, they're just jealous.
As women, we are taught to believe that we need to keep the peace. And oftentimes that means being quiet when we disagree with something because we don't want to upset somebody, we don't want to offend them, etc. You are literally brilliant, but the world doesn't know about that because you're too afraid to speak up. You need some audacity in your life, and here's how I've started to develop audacity in mine. And this is really specific to business school because I'm responding to this comment that's directly talking about school experience. Okay, so the first thing is it's super crucial. Realize the game that you're playing, whether you're in school, work, whatever. Especially as women, we are taught to believe that we need to keep the peace. And oftentimes that means being quiet when we disagree with something because we don't want to upset somebody, we don't want to offend them, etc. To take that mentality and throw it completely out the window. Like, Innovation and learning is happening in meetings, whether it's at work, at school, and this is often possible through discussion, especially debate. And so it's like actually even more important that you speak up, especially when you disagree. It can feel really wrong to act like this if this is not your personal disposition, if you're not super opinionated or super willing to engage in debate in your regular life. So it's a mindset shift. Okay, so the second thing is to always understand what's going on. First and foremost, like you cannot even participate if you don't know what is happening in the meeting. Like, of course, like how are you supposed to participate if you have no idea, right? So in the past, especially when I was new in consulting, I would often think that, okay, if I don't know what people are talking about in the meeting, I just need to spend some time after work and research it or do, no, we're not doing that. We don't have time to do that. We need to ask specific questions and raise them in the moment, because that's really the only way that you can get the information that you need. And more often than not, other people are probably having the same questions too, but are also afraid to ask. And so it can be a great learning experience for you to ask questions if you don't know what's happening. And lastly, I think the most important muscle is just developing that habit of speaking, even when you don't have a fully formed thought yet. Because I bet if you were put on the spot, you could come up with something that is coherent. That's for sure my issue in business school, because by the time I had a fully formed thought, ready to raise my hand and participate, the moment has passed. Somebody has already said the comment. Something is already, like, so the moment is gone. And so I really learned to speak up pretty much at the instant that I thought I maybe had something to say, to one, maximize the chances of getting called on, and then two, to just get my reps in of speaking up when I need to. Especially if you're a perfectionist, this sounds crazy as hell. Like, you do not want to be out here just saying things just to say things, but I promise you, what appears obvious to you is oftentimes not obvious to anyone else. You have so much more value to add than you think. And if you don't give yourself that chance to try something new, okay, even if it does go wrong and you do stumble on your word, but like whatever, you still got your participation points in for the day. That's a win. So here are some tips. Let me know if y'all want to make this into a series.
Ladies, you need to start having the audacity of a man. I teach manifestation and self-concept work, and the one thing I realize is that men are a lot quicker to level up their belief system than women are, because they were taught from a young age to have the audacity. You can be the president, you can be a CEO, you can have millions of dollars, you can buy whatever real estate you want, you can bag all the women. That is how men are raised. They are raised with the fucking audacity. You ever seen a man who is totally out of a woman's league walk right up to her and strike up a conversation because he has the audacity? He knows that woman is out of his league. He doesn't care. He's like, I'm gonna get her. That woman is gonna be mine. His belief system is through the roof. Women are not raised like that. They're meant to be subtle, be more quiet, smile more, be polite, submit yourself, be more submissive, put yourself in a box. That mindset is so fucking destructive. Do you know what the feminine is? The feminine is powerful, fiery, full of rage, totally bold in themselves, totally intuitive, going with the flow, being who they are. They're not supposed to be confined and submissive and put into a box. So I need you to start having the fucking audacity of a man. Every time you start a new project, every time you meet a new person, have the audacity of a white man. There's a reason they get everything they want. It's because of their belief system. Stop being so fucking timid and believe that you can have it too.